Good morning, everyone. I am just focusing on removing this image so that you can see us, and it's right here. I'm getting to it, scrolling right here. Welcome welcome to, I want to
Good.
hide that. Stop screen. Yes. Okay. I did it kind of sort of. Welcome to Get Rich 101. Welcome to Get Rich 101. I am your co-hostess with the mostest. I host this Thursday special segment with the one and only Sekou Writes, who is over there trading. He is making money. He is doing his thing. He is focused, but I am here with you. Thank you so much to New Thought Media Group for giving Sekou Writes this opportunity and platform to share his story and his journey. My fiance is a two-time stroke survivor. And what is so important to know about that, and what is so unique and rare, is that he is one of only 17% of people who survive his kind of stroke. And so we believe that God has him here so that he can inspire, empower, uplift, and encourage us to keep on keeping on, even when life throws you a major curveball. Can I get an amen? Can I get a boom shakalaka on that one? Welcome to Get Rich 101. We talk about all things money, relationships, and life. Let's go. So I'm going to go ahead and just run with the show. We are live on all of Sekou's platforms. We are also live on Felicia King and Fee King. I tell you, when I hear myself say my name, Felicia King, I hear my mom's voice. Whenever she would get mad at me, it would be Felicia King. And I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble now. So let me know where you are tuning in from. Yeah, so let me know what city, what state, what country you are watching either the live broadcast or the replay. And let's get into this. How's your money? Right? Like, how is your money? I had a conversation with a friend, and I want to shout her out publicly because she is such an incredible human being, incredible woman. Oh, before I get into that, disclaimer: Sekou Writes is not a personal trainer. He is also not a financial or wealth manager, but what he is someone who is passionate and committed and wants to share his experience and his knowledge around money. We're both in our pivot season and our reinvention season. And so we are going down the rabbit hole together and separate when it comes to money, and learning as much as we can, or actually not even learning, but reprogramming ourselves around money and what we thought we knew about money. And so we think that this resonates with a lot of people because there are just things that we were not taught. Regardless of how many degrees you have, there are just things that you weren't taught either in your home, definitely school. I was having a conversation with a client yesterday. She's doing her Circle of Five fundraiser campaign, and her amount didn't match up with the amount of people and the amount of money she's inviting people to invest. She said to me, she said, Fee, girl, I'm gonna need you to do that math for me because math was not my subject. And I was like, oh my goodness. I said, you know what? It wasn't mine. And I said, I think that that's a story that we get to stop telling ourselves. Because I said to her, I said, listen, they let me graduate high school with just pre-algebra. Like, who does that? I said, somehow I barely, squeaked through the system with pre-algebra. And I said to her, I said, we have calculators now, so we can, because the math has got to math up. It's got to match up with the amount of money you're asking and the final number. And it was way off. When I redid the math, she said, oh my goodness. She was like, ooh, what was I thinking? I said, you were just thinking of the end result. I said, but there are some in-between things that need to occur before you get to the end result. All righty. We're talking about money. What's going on with your money? Money is one of those things that it's like religion. We don't want to talk about it, but many of us are experiencing either some of the same things, or we are en route to experiencing some of the same things. I believe if we don't start having these conversations, if we don't start empowering and equipping one another with the tools, then we might be in trouble. I have a friend. Oh, welcome to the show. The guy is here. Your best friend is here. I can't scoot over anymore. Yeah, this guy. Y'all can't see him, but this is Sekou's best friend.
He's chilling.
he's a part of Fiance Files. And so Sekou, I was asking our audience, what's going on with their money. So I have a friend. I'm not going to share her name because I haven't cleared this with her, but I just think she is so incredible. I shared our current fundraiser link with her, and she donated. Thank you so much for your gift. And she said, Fee, I normally would have given more. However, can they see me?
Yeah.
Okay. I would have given more. However, I'm losing my job the end of the month. And I was just like, oh my goodness, the fact that she gave, knowing that she's losing her job. I saw a post on Facebook where she was in a dressing room trying on clothes, and she said, well, I won't be shopping as much because, I've lost my job. But what I got from her is that because I know her, she's very talented. She has something else up her sleeves. I refuse to believe that this was one of many streams of revenue for her. And I know that she's going to bounce back. I told her I would like to invite her to the Circle of Five Fund Us Forward information sessions, because I think that there's something there for her, because she's an incredible entrepreneur. So shout out to those of you who are pivoting and who are embracing and wrapping your mind around the necessity to have several streams of revenue. Yeah. And if you see me over here sweating, it's kind of because we have lights, but it's also because we just came in from a workout, and my body temperature is still acclimating.
I'll turn on the AC.
No, baby, you can just hand me my fan.
Okay.
And my fan is plugged up. Whew. And I have my hot coffee. Oh, shout out to John Ewing. John Ewing of Omaha, Nebraska. He has made history. He is the first African-American mayor of Omaha, Nebraska, which is my hometown. Shout out to you, Mr. John Ewing. Bravo. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. We are so proud of you. I got the opportunity to interview Mr. Ewing on the Fee King show about 5 months back. And I'm even more proud to be from Omaha, Nebraska. Yay!
Yeah.
He ran a great race and he won. That's what's up. Nothing beats a failure but an attempt. And you never know what you can accomplish if you don't go for it. You get to go for it. I don't believe in trying. I believe in doing. And Mr. John Ewing did it. Sekou, what are you doing?
I'm watching my stocks because what I did yesterday was I watched one. And today it was blank at first, and then 4 stocks popped in. And then 1 stock fell out, so it's down to 3. And so I chose one of those 3 stocks, and I'm watching it now. See, there's that space right there.
Can you blow it up? This is fascinating.
Yeah,
y'all.
See, there's a difference from here to here, and I'm just fascinated.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. So I'm fascinated by that. So anyway, I bought this stock very low.
Can you tell them what low is? What?
Well, it's a low hanging stock. So see, it's right here. It says 0.05. So it's a nickel.
Okay.
It's a nickel. And so that's what I'm doing. And I bought in a little low to see how it does. So hopefully it's going to go and go and go up and up and up.
Okay, he bought this stock as a nickel,
Yes.
And it looks like it's at 0.06. Is that the current valuation? 0.056870.
Yeah.
So it's going up slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about while we watch your stock rise?
What was that you were saying before about the lady? Who were you
Oh,
saying?
yeah. A friend of mine that I know from LA.
Mhm.
She's so talented. She's an actress, she's a producer, and she's also an author. She invested in our Circle of Five Fund Us Forward investment fundraiser.
Okay.
She sent me a message. She said, Fee, I would have given more. However, I'm losing my job at the end of the month. And honestly, I didn't know that she had a job. I thought,
Oh wow.
yeah, because when I say she leads a life of time freedom. And I'm not basing that just on her social media posts. She and I have conversations on the phone. Like we actually pick up the phone and we'll have occasional conversations. She travels a lot, and she's a free spirit. I was shocked that she has a job, and so when she said that she's losing her job, I felt even more grateful and honored that knowing you're about to lose your job, meaning you're going to lose a stream of revenue. I don't know how many streams of revenue she has, but I know she has many because she's an artist. The fact that she still chose to support us was huge. My point is how open are you to embracing the knowingness that we need several streams of revenue? And
several streams of revenue.
Yeah.
Right.
And when I say I'm not saying several jobs. I'm not saying you need 2, 3, and 4 jobs. I'm saying we need several streams of revenue, passive revenue, and
we got them.
I know residual and passive income.
Residual.
Yes.
And passive. And that's another. Or there's a whole bunch of them, but there's like is it real estate? I think there's real estate coming in. Like, so what we've been doing is stocks. That's a what you call that? Piece of the pie. Piece of the pie. Yeah.
Piece of the pie. Yeah.
But there's more to be told. So if you Google the 7 streams of income you should have, you get a whole list, and the list stays pretty much the same. It tweaks a couple times, but it pretty much stays the same. And I can't recall it because I'm focusing on one stocks. I'm focusing on one stocks.
So I want to make a slight correction. Even though I think you're focusing on the learning and the learning curve of stocks and day trading. However, this guy is now on a 10-week book study.
Oh.
So that is a stream of revenue, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
So I want to ask our audience, who were you listening to? Who are you listening to? Who are you studying? And what are you reading? Who are you listening to?
Mm-hmm.
What are you studying? What are you reading? Who are you listening to? What are you studying? And what are you reading? So here's an example of who we're listening to. And I'm going to say one, Sekou, and we're not going to claim aphasia. Aphasia does not exist right now, and you can share the other person. So who we are listening to is Grant Cardone. That's one.
Oh yeah, he's good. I actually was reading his book this morning. Reading his book, his 10x book. Yeah, I only downloaded a sample, but I was reading his 10x book, and it was talking about people ask him why he hasn't stopped, why he hasn't stopped making money, and he's like, what? And people ask him this all the time. He's like, would I stop pouring love into my wife and children? I would keep on giving. I would keep on giving, and that's what I do with money too. And I was like, wow, that's really deep. That's really deep. So yeah, I got something from Grant today.
I was sharing with Sekou that I really enjoy Grant Cardone as a personality, and I like what he's done with his life. However, I'm really clear that that's not what I want to do with my life. However, I like a lot of the principles that he teaches, and I appreciate his philosophy. I'm a fan of Grant Cardone. I look forward to meeting him. The other person that
we look forward to meeting him.
We look for, yes, we really do.
We're going to meet him. We're going to meet him.
I mean,
yeah.
And one of the things that I appreciate about his journey is his pivot. And he says in an interview on, what's the guy's show, the podcast that we watch, that you turned me on to?
Lewis
Howell?
I forget his name, but it's Lewis. Lewis is his first name. I forget his last name, but he was an ex-football player.
I think it's Lewis Howell.
No, but
okay.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
So Lewis has a podcast called.
Oh man, I can't even.
We got to do better.
Can't remember his
something at the meaning of.
I can't remember, but I've listened to him. I focus on. I always recognize his voice when out running, and he happens to come on. I always recognize his voice, and he is a good spirit. He's a good spirit.
Yeah, he has a podcast and a talk show on YouTube. So we listen to Grant Cardone, we listen to Lewis, and Sekou listens and studies two people primarily in the stock and day trading world, which is Timothy Sykes. And David Capoblano.
David
Capoblano.
Yeah.
I listen and study Grant Cardone primarily and Arlen Hamilton via her YouTube channel and her books. I have It's About Damn Time, and Your First Million. I have that one in audiobook. And my cousin Rosetta, thank you so much, Rosetta, for gifting me It's About Damn Time. So ask yourself, like, who am I listening to? Who am I listening to? Who am I studying? And what am I reading? So what am I reading? Right now, I am reading. Again, for the third time.
Man, I'm telling you, we had the meeting last night, the second meeting, and reading this book, it just changed so many things. Yeah, I learned so much about me. Yesterday and a week ago, I've learned a lot about me and how I wrote the book and what I meant when I wrote the book. So it's very helpful to me. So I told Reverend Melissa, I need to be doing this once a month. We have a book club meeting every month because I'm learning so much more about myself.
I am learning about myself and about our commonalities as human beings and as a couple. But the other thing that I'm learning is how relatable your book is for other people and to other people. And we've said, like, when you describe your material, your book, your writing. So when we describe Sekou's book, we talk about this book can help anyone who's experiencing any sort of pain, whether it's emotional, mental, spiritual, physical pain. And at some point in all of our lives, we're all going to experience pain, right? But to see it up close, impersonal, in real life is incredible. To hear the people who are participating in this 10-week book study, to hear them share how his story is helping them to move through pain that's not even related to the pain that he's sharing in his book. And by the way, the pain that Sekou is sharing in his book is not his current post-stroke pain. He wrote this book before his stroke, and it's emotional pain.
Right.
And to see it unfold unfold in the way that you say it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And then to experience so many people being transparent about the impact that your story has on them is really powerful.
Yeah. 'Cause I mentioned this to my mom last night. I was talking to my mom, and I told her that someone in the group is experiencing something beyond what I wrote, and she asked me to explain, and I was trying to explain to her that this is somebody who feels panic attacks in the cars, and how she was battling that challenge based on my challenge. I was like, wow, that's really great. She was like, wow, that's really great. That, that your book is reaching people beyond my circle of needs and wants.
Try it again.
My circle of pains and discomforts. So they're all encapsulated in the book, and now they're releasing themselves and finding other, because this is just chapter one. This is just chapter one.
Commandment one.
Commandment one, right. Get my language right. Commandment one. And she's already found this thing that
she can use and apply it in her own life.
Yes.
And she's already applied it in her own life. And what she said is she now understands the difference between a feeling and a thought. And so you can think that your panic attack is a matter of life or death. Like you think, okay, because I too have experienced claustrophobia meets anxiety and does a drive-by, a panic attack. And so when she said that, I clearly understood where she was going with that. So you can have a thought in your head, in your mind, about something. So you think it, right? You think this feeling that's coming up for me is a matter of life and death. And I feel like if I don't get a hold of it, I'm going to die. So imagine she's in a car and she has this thought based on a feeling. And what she realized is I can change the feeling around it. I can, and for many of us, the feeling is relaxing, breathing, calming myself down so that I can change the thought around what I'm feeling. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and all that came out of her reading my book.
Well, so just one commandment.
One commandment. That's great. That made me feel so good.
Yeah. So this is one of the books that I'm reading, and I would like to, if it's okay with you, I would like to read a couple pages.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I would like to read, because I'm reading this book and I'm also reading a new book. Sekou and I talk a lot about all of these people, and Sekou talks about this in his book. All of these people, thought leaders, you call them gurus, experts, masters, are saying the same thing. They're all saying the same thing.
And that hit me so hard. So we got to pause right there, because that hit me so hard. Because you're thinking you're following this one person. You're following this one person, and you're thinking this person is great, it's great, it's great. But then when you start to combine things, when as I did, I engulfed a lot of information at the same time. And I found parallels. I said, wait, this guy is saying the same thing as this guy, just phrased differently? Wow.
And I think it's phrased differently because it's based on their experience as well. You can read a thing, you can take a thing in, you can take in content, information. However, there's a shift when you apply it to your experience. And all of our experiences are different.
It's time to go.
Oh, okay. All right. And so I'm going to skip over the introduction, which is so powerful.
Yeah, the introduction was really powerful. I didn't realize how powerful it was until last night when I reread it again for the first time. Well, I reread it again. Let me get this. I reread the introduction yesterday in getting ready for the class.
Mm-hmm.
And I read the first sentence. I was like, ooh.
Well, actually, we listened.
Ooh. Yeah, we listened to it. We listened to
the,
it. Right.
To the audio.
To the audio, the guy saying my words. Right?
The voiceover actor.
The voiceover actor
that you hired.
That I hired to do my voiceover. Yeah. And he said that first sentence, I was like, I stopped it. I stopped it. And I rewound it. I was like, ooh, that was strong.
It's jarring.
And I did not know it was that jarring. I did not know. But now that my feelings have caught up with my usual self, now I can understand it. But in the beginning, I didn't understand it. Like I put together two separate books and combined them into one and just put them together because I couldn't tell that they were two different books.
I think that they couldn't be two different books though, babe. You may just
do not include. I put all those notes on the
manuscript.
No, on the introduction. I was going to publish the book with just the commandments. I remember now. I was going to publish just the commandments without the intro.
Well, I think it would not have made sense though.
Yeah. What I'm saying is my intro made the book. It made the book.
Yeah.
It made the book.
Okay. So we only have another minute. I just want to share the commandment with you.
Okay.
The way that you've written this book is this is really unique because many times people will write a book and you'll write either a workbook or a devotional, a companion piece, a guide, but you included everything.
Yes, because I needed a guide. And I couldn't find one for myself, so I created it.
I love it. Okay. Commandment 1, survive. That's the title of the commandment. You have a 100% survival rating. I'll say it again. You have a 100% survival rating. You have literally survived 100% of all the awful things that came to destroy you. You beat the odds 100% of the time. Spoiler alert, you will survive this too. It might feel worse this time around, but guess what? You're going to beat it anyway because the odds are 100% in your favor. What? Imagine picking up a basketball for the very first time and beating Kobe Bryant one-on-one. Impossible, right? No, not impossible because you've already done it. Maybe Kobe, aka life, dunked on you and fouled you and shoved you out of bounds and rejected your best shot and yelled in your face and tripped you, but you hung in there and still won the game just by staying in it, which for me, it speaks to the difference between trying and doing. The difference between trying is making an excuse, is giving yourself a pass for not really doing it, but saying that you're going to do it versus doing it. Either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. Sure. And so when I read this, I want to finish. He says, you're still, Sekou, he says, you're still alive. Don't dare take that for granted. Don't dare take that for granted. And so while whatever you're experiencing and going through in this moment, whatever that is, if it's doubt, if it's anxiety, if it's confusion, if it's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual pain, you've already survived it because you're still here.
Ashe. I'm going to close out and I'm just going to make this announcement. So far, the stock is at 5 cents and 34.
So it's gone down a little bit.
It's gone down and it's come back up. So we don't know. We'll find out together. So I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll let you know how this came out. All right, folks. So thanks for coming. Remember that now is better than perfect. Now it's better than perfect.
I'm used to leaning. Bring it up. Are you going to bring it up?
No.
Okay.
All right, folks. We'll see you later.
What's up, Pauline? Thank you for being